Hello all, Hardcover here. Welcome to the first episode of Timespinner Randomizer 101. This is a series that I'm going to be posting on YouTube and probably streaming at the same time on Twitch. Live once, and then editing and then putting on YouTube. Where I'm just gonna do some basic Timespinner Randomizer stuff. Everything that I'm gonna do is gonna be stuff that the logic expects you to do. I am not gonna be doing anything that breaks the logic. I am not gonna be doing anything that will give you an edge in any kind of cheat or whatever. There's a couple tips and tricks that I wouldn't call a glitch. That's more of an exploit that I'll be showing off. But they aren't necessary in order to beat the randomizer in any way, shape, or form. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Timespinner Randomizer. Timespinner, by the way, is a Metroidvania released by Lunar Ray Games. It is for sale on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, I believe, Xbox. It is a very great game, very fun story. Sadly, I will not be touching upon the story too much in here. I might make comments on the story, so spoiler warning in advance. If you have not played the game and you wish to, which is, I'd recommend playing the game first before doing the rando, but because two different experiences and a lot of fun either way. So, this first episode of the Timespinner Randomizer 101 is gonna be essentially just the overall current state of the randomizer and everything that's available to it and everything that you can do. So here we go, let's get started. So, as you can tell by the thing, let me hide the tracker for 1 second. I don't think YouTube will be able to see the tracker, but just in case they do. Let me just move it actually, just to make sure that I don't mess anything else up. Whoop, not that. I wanted to grab... tracker, where are you? There you are. Tracker. This is randomizer version 1.31, and the version of Timespinner is 1.033. So that is the current version of the rando that I am playing. Let's go ahead and lock these things again so I don't mess them up. So... there is archipelago support for the randomizer currently. For multi-worlds and stuff like that, it's a lot of fun. Definitely have some fun with that. Let me make sure I have enough save slots. I do. So let's take a look at the flags that we have available to us in this current version of the randomizer. We have start with jewelry box. This is a common one that a lot of people start with. Hold on! What the heck? That's an interesting bug, I've never noticed that. The text box when you hover over start with the jewelry box gives you the description of the Timespinner wheel. There's something for you to fix, Jarno. Jarno's the main developer of the rando. But anyway. Start with jewelry box. Let's refresh it. Start with the jewelry box unlocked. If you've played the game, you know that the jewelry box gives you 3 slots for 3 different orb, spell, and ring combinations. Pretty basic things. I always like to start with it. Progressive vertical. Always find vertical movement in the following order: Succubus, Hairpin, Light Wall, and the Celestial Sash. For those of you who may not have caught on to it in your vanilla playthrough, the Light Wall is in fact a spawnable platform. You can jump on top of your light wall. For this seed, I might put that on. I'll decide at the end of talking about the flags. Progressive key cards. Always find the security cards in the progressive order, D, C, B, A. This flag was introduced before specific key cards were a thing. So that's why it exists. I don't know if progressive might be phased out in the future in favor of specific. We shall see in the future. I don't really play with progressive, not unless I put everything on, usually, which I sometimes do. So there's that. Downloadable items is a common standard flag, so I'll put that one on. When you find the tablet, you'll be able to download items at terminals, so that's always fun. Facebook mode is called Facebook mode because you require the Oculus Rift, or Ring, in order to spot the weak spots in floors and walls. And what they mean by spot them is to be able to break the walls. So you could find, like, the Oculus Ring in Emperor's Tower, and then have to backtrack through the entire map to go to the very beginning in order to break a wall and get your last item that you might need for progression, or to get an item you need to get one of your last item or items for progression, because who knows, maybe 3 of the Timespinner pieces are behind a breakable wall in your seed. It's not fun. Facebook mode is fun if you want to be frustrated, maybe, or if, at the very least if you want a challenge and a longer seed. Facebook mode can make it hard and annoying, but I still find it fun. Start with Maef is a common one that people put on. You just start with that dragon familiar that you get early in the game. It's no big deal. It can also be used with multiplayer, which I don't entirely know how it works again, but there is a way for a second player to be able to control Maef, I believe in the game too, so in the vanilla game, it's pretty fun. Quick Seed, start with the Teleria attachment. Self-explanatory, you start with the ability to dash. I think I will put this one on just to showcase a very early thing that the randomizer expects you to do that you may not know you can do right off the bat. Specific key cards is a fun one. A card will only open A card, B card will only open B card, etc., etc. With this flag off, if you find the A card, you can open the D, C, B, and A doors with it. Someone in chat just says if you have that with Maef, controller 2, you press start on it to gain control. The other keybinds can be set in the game options. All right, cool. I've never experimented with it, and it's not prevalent to the randomizer, so I probably won't be showcasing it off. But it's definitely a fun thing that I've seen people do. Watching Maef just go bap 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 against like the first enemy of the game is always kind of fun. Specific key cards is generally one that I think like half the people play with, the other half don't. I will put it on in order to possibly be able to showcase other strats that might come in handy. Inverted starts you in the past. Inverted doesn't just start you in the past, though, because the enemies in the past are a bit stronger, because they've expected you to gone through all of Lake Desolation, except for the stuff that you can with the vines later, but that's a different topic. They've expected you to beat the first boss. They've expected you to gone through the library, gotten all of the chests in there, the D card, the C card, the elevator card, then going right in the elevator to the top of the right side and defeating the boss in that room, and then going to the boss. By that point, you're like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, but you're definitely a higher level than 1. So keep in mind, inverted, you have no equipment, you have your starting orb and spell and nothing else, unless you find stuff very early before you get to the enemies. So that one's a little bit tough if you aren't really good at dodging. So yeah. Stinky Maw is one that I like to enable mainly for safety in a way, because I believe they fixed it, but there was an issue a while back where you could full clear the past. Let me go back for a second. If you never caught this in your vanilla playthrough, when you defeat the Maw, which is the third boss in the past that you defeat before Military Hangar opens up, the outside air is poisonous, or unbreathable at the very least, and if you step outside without the gas mask, you get an oxygen meter, and that oxygen meter begins to run out, and when that hits 0, you start to lose health, and obviously you hit 0 health, you die. Stinky Maw just generally requires the gas mask to have before you can beat the Maw, because it puts that same gas in the Maw cave, in the room right before the Maw. So I like to enable that one, mainly for safety as well. Gyre Archives is a new flag. It adds quite a few checks. If you never went left in the room that you get after you get all the Timespinner pieces and go to the past and beat one of those two bosses, and you get transported to that area where time is weird, if you go to the left, there is the thing called the Temporal Gyre. And after the Temporal Gyre, you fight one of two bosses. You can fight both of them. And there are chests in the Gyre and on those bosses. This flag enables that. It puts the warp to the Temporal Gyre right after the warp to the military hangar, so there's just a portal that spawns that you enter, and you can enter the Temporal Gyre, get those three chests. However, the two bosses are locked behind two familiars, the Merchant Crow and Kobo. So those two can be in logic. I'm not going to enable that for this seed. Maybe in the future I will, though. Cantorin, if you beat all the quests, you know Cantorin is the boss with the light spell that you defeat in the past for Haristel. This one can be tricky, especially in an inverted seed, because if you don't find keys or water mask, and you go left, you'll have to fight Cantorin to get back to the camp. Cantorin's no joke with the spells and the damage, so for this I'm not going to put that one on either, although I do usually like to play with it on. Lore checks, I'm going to turn on, which puts checks behind memories and journal entries. So all the memories in the present and the journal entries in the past, those are items. And last but not least, we have Damage Rando, which I believe is going to be removed as a flag and more turned on as a setting in the future update. And all that does is it randomizes the damage of, not truly randomizes, but it makes each orb, as the text says here, each orb has a high chance of having a lower base damage, which when you pick up a lower base damage, the item has a minus next to it. It has a excuse me, and it has a low chance of being a much higher base damage, which will have a plus next to it. I believe the current percentages are 50% chance to be negative, 30% chance to be normal, and 20% chance to be higher. It's being reworked a bit, but it's fun, but it's very challenging, and it can get very annoying if you get like 10 seeds in a row that have your favorite orbs minus, which happened to me once. I got like 5 seeds where my two favorite orbs were minus, and I'm like, damn it, I want to at least have a better chance of having it once. So, Damage Rando I'm not going to enable, and those are all the flags currently available. So this is the flag set that I'm going to be starting with for today's seed and demonstration. We have Start with Jewelry Box, Downloadable Items, Start with Mayeth, Quick Seed, Specific Keycards, Stinky Maw, and Lore Checks. And here we have our seed ID. In order to generate a seed, you click the New button, and it finds you a beatable seed. There is also, I believe, a way to force an unbeatable seed, and that is if you put in your own thing and you hold down the right trigger, you can force a seed, even though it can't be beaten with logic. Which, one person has basically found a way to bypass all logic and just get into any room they want. So, this is now doable, really. But anyway, let's spam the New button a few times, get a different seed, and there we go. So we have 380B8928000012E9. I do not want to do Archipelago. Shit. New game, choose seed. Let's redo that because I put on Archipelago and I didn't want Archipelago. There we go. So here's our seed ID. Dream mode, if you've never played it in the vanilla game or don't know, it, as it says, revive instantly upon dying. You don't get sent back to your last save, you have all your health back, and you can just continue the fight as normal. I played my first, like, 5 seeds on Dream mode just to get familiar with different things. So it's definitely useful if you want to experiment, if you want to experience the randomizer kind of casually first, but for the sake of everything, I will be playing on normal. And a general thing that you should sometimes do before starting your first seed is load up a random seed and then exit back to the main menu, because the first load sometimes takes a bit, which you'll see right now. But we are ready to start our first seed. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, I actually loaded a seed earlier before I started the video, so never mind. Mine started out pretty quick. Alright, so as you can see, I have Maeve, I have Dash, and we start with the Iron Orb, which is a decent one to start with for present stuff. And Bombardment, that is a really fun spell to start with as well. I really like this starting layout. So we press start to skip all of the cutscenes, and then immediately, the very first thing you do when you spawn into the world is you go to the left. And you go to the warp, and you get the first chest. And we got spaghetti! I love chest spaghetti. Do you like chest spaghetti? Oh, don't fall off. Alright, so we got some really good base damage to start, which I'm very happy about. Because you can watch this. Whoop! I actually hit the guy. And then Bombardment is really good. If you actually hit them all, whoop, the way that you're supposed to, but I messed up and missed fired a slot. Maybe I can get an aura up. Hey, that's a vanilla berry pick-me-up plus, I'm pretty sure. That's pretty funny. Alright, something that I just did unintentionally, just kind of on instinct, was a strat called Orb Swapping. Let's showcase that off real quick after I get this chest. Chaos Rose. Orb Swapping is something that can only be done with the jewelry box. And it cannot, and the spell that you swap to and then swap back from cannot be the same spell. What Orb Swapping is, you can see how slow Iron Orb attacks. Like, you can see on my controller layout on the bottom left that I'm spamming the X button, and I'm not getting a whole lot of swings. However, Orb Swapping does this. Let me, if I can get the timing. There it is. If you swap back from an orb, and then swap back to your original orb that has a slow attack rate, it refreshes the cooldown. And you can just instantly attack. Iron Orb is kind of difficult to do with it because of how slow after the attack is that it comes out. It's got like a quarter of a second animation before it does damage. With spells like Radiant Orb, it is much faster and much better and way cooler and way more damage, obviously, because it's a endgame level spell. Alright, let's continue on here. I got everything that I can get so far in that area. Yep, okay, I didn't miss anything. Alright, let's go. Alright, starting out pretty vanilla so far. No real logic-breaking movements. Except for what's gonna come up after I get to the room that you guys will remember the game teaches you your first thing. Hey, Stormy! I like that spell sometimes. I like that spell against, like, one boss. Alright, here's the first instance of something that you may not know that you can do because of logic. Orb Swapping resets how many light walls you're allowed out. Really? I did not know that. I'm gonna have to test that one out later. So, obviously, when you enter this area for the first time, you're supposed to have time stop, and you're supposed to jump on this guy, you're stopping time, and you're supposed to jump on him to get up there. As you can see, I do not have time stop. I'm spamming Y, I cannot do anything. I also do not have double jump, so I cannot get up there that way. So the only way to get up here is to dash off of this corner and then jump as late as you possibly can before you fall off and grab the edge like that. It's not hard, it's just a little bit tricky, and you might end up dashing off the side of the screen and resetting the room, spawning the enemy again, having to kill him again. Gets a little annoying. There you go. So that's our first instance of progressing past, and I should have talked about this earlier. If you press the back button, you get your mini-map as you do in the vanilla game. You press X, and everything that is highlighted orange is a place that has a check for you to be able to do. So, that's a good way to tell you what you're missing if you're stuck. This area is another area that is a little bit tricky without time stop or double jump, because if you remember the game, this whole area breaks the second that you land there. You're supposed to stop time, walk across it, and then get to the other side. However, there is a frame or two... There's like a couple frames where you can land on that and then jump again. If you do not have dash, you cannot do this, because, first of all, you can't get over here anyway if you don't have dash or time stop, light wall, or the celestial sash. So you wouldn't be able to get over here anyway unless you broke logic. So the way that you're supposed to get out of this area is you need to dash, jump, and then jump again, clean onto that wall, and get across. And then, if you don't have Facebook mode enabled, you break this wall right here, and you start destroying all these guys, and you get this chest. The D card! Alright, so that gives me access into Varnagroth's tower. Sometimes when you get the D card, it's not often, but I'd say maybe 50% of the time, you get the D card kind of early, and you don't really have pyramid keys, or you don't get pyramid keys when you get to this area, you're probably going to have a vanilla time travel seed, which I'll talk about once I get my way to the past. I'll tell you the other way that you can get to the past, which is one is to find the pyramid keys, which will give you a random warp. However, it is possible for that warp to be in the present. It cannot be past military hangar, but I believe it can be military hangar or anywhere behind it in the present if you get your keys without getting the wheel or the spindle to get to the past Timespinner Room. If that happens, you're most likely going to have to get to that teleport warp and complete that area until you get your wheel or spindle or both, whatever you need in order to get to the past. But I'll talk more about that in future stuff, depending on how this all works out. So let's continue on. Whoop. I believe this check is not in logic with just dash, though. Nope, it is not. I think it might be possible with what's called a risky dash, which I do not know how to do to get up there with a thing, but I don't like to do it. And it is not in logic, so we're not going to touch on it anymore. Let's go ahead and save, because I took damage. Do I have any equipment? I do not. Okay. If you're lucky, you might get some equipment early on in a seed, in order, before you either go to the pass for the first time or you get to boots. I, however, did not, so I'm fighting naked. Let's go. But I've got really good damaging spells right now. And I want to show you why Light Wall is such... I mean, not Light Wall, why Bombardment is such a good spell to have. It is a... I'll make a whole video about, damage types of orbs later. But, so bear with me as I talk about blunt damage, sharp damage, and all that good stuff. Bombardment and Iron are both blunt-based damage, which Bombardment fires a bunch of spells, a bunch of little things at once, and depending on how much damage your spell attacks do, it can do a good chunk of damage. Boots was really behaving there. He did not take any steps. That was a pretty nice Boots, despite even how long I was talking. Soul Scanner. You remember that in your first playthrough? It just displays the enemies that are hit. Displays the names of enemies that are hit. Now what I like to do here, is I generally like to break the lamps. This is just me as a player, during the rando. Unless I'm in a race, because I like to get money. Because once we are able to, we want to buy as many warp shards. We want to buy 9 warp shards as soon as we can. Because warp shards are a good way to get out of areas that take a while to traverse. So I always like to break the lamps and kill enemies on the way to areas in order to get as much money as possible. Like that 50! Ancient coin, nice. I got luck. Memories and letters also give you money. They give you 250 each, I believe. So I always like to collect those. I was collecting those even before Lord Checks became a flag. Another neat thing I like to tell people. If you charge up a spell and you have something like money or sand sitting on the ground, it comes up to you. Ah, come on. So, whenever there's money in the water, I obviously just do that just to get the item and not have to go back down. Alright, we've made it out of that area. We go to this room now. Get this chest. We got our vanilla starting spell, Aura Blast. And now we're in the library. Talk to the librarian. Vanilla tablet! Dude! I don't think I've ever gotten a vanilla tablet before. That is interesting. Cool. Alright, we got a vanilla tablet and we have downloads on, so let's start doing those. Elevator keycard. A bird statue, I like. Bird statue is nice for certain areas. Jin's Inferno. Alright, I'll show off this glitch right now then. Jin's Inferno has a very fun glitch, where you can basically cast a spell as many times as you want without consuming aura, except for like one time if you do it right, unlike I just did, where I did it wrong. Let me get these things broken so I can get the money that I'm looking for, and then save up and refill up my aura. I want to show off this real quick. Nope, I did it again. It's not terribly precise, but there is a rhythm to it. You've got to charge the spell, as you see here. You got to charge up the spell, and then release it as soon as it's done charging, and then you can spam it. It is somewhat easy to lose the rhythm, though. So, enemies, some bosses that are weak to fire, this is a really good spell to just plow through them. It's really fun. Alright, we get this chest down here, as well as getting this warp point. Sun Ring, that's our first ring. I generally equip the first ring I find, even if it's like Oculus. The only one that I do not equip is Tailwind, because Tailwind is the ring's is the wind's ring, and that one consumes aura in order to power up attacks, so thus you don't have aura to cast spells. D card allows me to get into this room. Warm Brute! I like the Warm Brute, because Maeve becomes blue, and I like blue. And his fire becomes blue as well. Alright, next area of vertical progression that you may not realize you can do. This area. You are first allowed access to this area in your vanilla playthrough with double jump, in which case you would jump across there, jump again, and then get to that side by most likely clinging to the edge. However, with the logic that I currently have, I can get there with just the Teleria, and that is simply just jumping over while dashing. Ooh! First equipment. Midnight Cloak is a decent one for damage and defense, so I like that. Another tablet check up here, an aura up. Breaking all of this stuff. At this point, I have enough for the 9 warp shards that I want. Warp shards cost 125 each, I believe. And you need 1125 to buy 9. And now we go here. We got pyramid keys. Awesome. It's not a vanilla time travel seed. And I got double jump. Nice. Got a librarian hat. Trendy jacket. I've already got something better. Okay. So now we've got a couple different things that we can do. There's a few spots that we can grab in the present now, as well as stuff in the tower. I personally, unless I'm racing or I feel like I need more items, at this point I would feel comfortable if I was in a race going to the past. However, if I'm just playing casually, I tend to like to full clear the past as much as full clear the present before going to the past as much as possible. So let me grab first the warp shards. Just gonna spend 1125 right now. Get the 9 warp shards. I already got the warp down there. And let's go over to this way and see what we have in the Varnagroth Tower. Most randomizer players, I would say, would most likely have gone to the past. This is purely a me thing of wanting to full clear the present as much as possible before going to the past, I mean. I cannot get that room. Back in this room is I believe the C card room. Yeah. Need the C card for that. Don't have it, can't get it. So we're gonna... Oh, I got the elevator card, though. Forgot about that. Let's get this. Sand bottle. Let's get this room, which has a memory and a chest. 2 health ups, interesting. Now we've got... Oh, not there. Let's go up. I meant to go to that bottom room first, and then go up there and grab that chest. Then we come up here, break this wall, get this chest, and we got a gear! And this is why I like to do this, because a lot of people, if they have like 4 Timespinner pieces and nothing else, will book it straight to the lab once the lab is unlocked after getting access to it. I generally like to do this area because it's a pretty dense check area, honestly, and someone who just goes straight to the lab might end up doing Emperor's Tower before coming back to here and finding that gear. So sometimes it saves time, sometimes it doesn't. It's very much hit or miss. So now, what I'm gonna do is obviously I gotta go back. I can't go forward and get the warp to the military hangar, so I've got to go back to the library here. and I'm going to warp over to the starting area. And grab the chest over there, as well as the warp to sealed caves. Because that could be a useful a useful warp to have if I need it later. And now that I've warped, I'm going to show you another thing as soon as I'm done checking all this stuff. And then we'll see where my warp was in the past. Because I did not get a present warp. I don't think, anyway. I already got that one. So now that I've got double jump, or I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna grab this warp, and where I'm sure a lot of people overlooked, I remember watching a guy who was looking for like 10 minutes trying to find out where his progression was. Came here, I was like, oh, that's the thing that I can't get to yet. Alright, I'll leave. They didn't see this. A skeleton here, who is a check. He is a check in the randomizer. And obviously just got a potion. And so now I've got a few more stuff to grab in the present before I leave. Maybe I'll get a C card and maybe I'll go to I'll do more stuff. Maybe I'll get the A card, in which case I'll be very sad. Because the only A room I can access right now is Xerion's room, Sealed Caves. But I've already got pass access, so I wouldn't do that anyway. So let's go over here. I got double jump, so I can kind of just jump right over that guy. Don't have to worry about this thing. Let's go over here. These are checks that generally a lot of people will avoid as well once they get things, if there's nothing else for them to do. Again, this is purely me just wanting to full clear as much as possible. Another berry picked me a plus, and as you can see, I've got nothing else I can do in the present. I'm holding down the X button, and everywhere I haven't been is lit up, but everywhere that I can check, there's nothing. So now, Warp Shard. A fragile glowing crystal used you to teleport to the last gate used. Go there, you're at a gate, go here, you press right trigger or right bumper, and you have your... oh. You have your warp. If I didn't have Stinky Maw enabled, this would have been an amazing warp. But I have Stinky Maw enabled, so the second I leave this area... Oxygen meter. This area is not in logic, except I believe this, which I believe might be a break in the logic that needs to be fixed. This is still technically in logic, even without Teleria or Gas Mask. So, as you can see, I took like a bunch of damage from that one lost thing there. So, I tend to not want to do that unless that's the only other thing I can do. But that area was lit up orange. It is a thing I'm going to advocate to not be in orange. And now we've got to go backwards through the Maw Caves. Or Caves of Banishment. And I've still only got Blunt, right? Except for that, which I don't want to use, yeah. Oh, I've got Stormeye for this guy, though. The snails here are weak to sharp damage, and wind is one of the sharps. Whoops. Stop it! I'm trying to get that... There we go. Alright, here we go. So, at this point, there will be exactly... no, that's not true, actually. Oh! This would be interesting if this was another one of those seeds where I needed both warp points. There was a seed I did once that required me to use both vanilla time travel as well as pyramid keys in order to progress the story. And I believe it was one that started me here. And what ended up happening on this seed was I got my warp here. And this was a long time ago. I got my warp to that maw room. It was either there or it was here. And what I ended up getting was a key card that allowed me access in order to get to the vanilla Timespinner room and time travel. And that was the only thing I got. Because right now, according to the logic that I have enabled, I need the gas mask to go this way. However, I need the water mask to get out here. And the time that I did this, I did not get the water mask. I got something else that allowed me to get to the Timespinner room in the past, which sends you here into the campsite. So what I need here at this point is like one of like 3 different items. I either need the water mask, the gas mask, or both, or I need to get the C card, or A card, or B card, really, because I need to get one of the key cards that'll allow me to get more items in the present, which will either give me the water or gas mask, or vanilla time travel. So we shall see where this seed leads. Yep, okay. Now I'm just gonna dump past all these guys. Let's go this way. Get this chest here. Another luck-based item. Nice. Break the wall here. Empire Crown. That is the best headgear in the game for your most damage. The best chest piece in the game is the Eternal Coat, which gives you a lot of everything. However, there are 2 loadouts for it depending on your playstyle. You can either get the Empire Crown and have max damage, or you can get the Eternal Crown and get 2 less damage, but max defense. Not max as in like a certain max number, but the most that you can get with those 2 pieces of equipment. Like, I believe the Eternal Crown and Eternal Coat gives you 2 less damage, but 2 more defense than the Eternal Crown and Eternal Coat and Empire Crown combo. So let's see what we get over here. Save. I'm gonna have to be going back this way, which is just gonna kind of suck, because I need to get chests up here. Unless I get progression. Alright, nothing there. Let's see if we can get a rare spawn at one point. That'd be funny. There's a rare spawn that can spawn in that room in a few different areas as well. Sellen's Bangle. I like that. I will equip that over the Ancient Coin. It's less defense, but it's double the experience. Oh, shit! Oh, I almost fell off that. I almost didn't go here. Ah, filigree tea. Nothing special. I don't think I can get up there with anything. Nope, I have to go back. Okay. That's where I wish I had Light Wall or Celestial Sash for vertical there. That would have been nice. That's everything there, right? Yep. Alright! So, I have exactly 1 check left. So it's either going to have to be a key card, the gas mask, or the water mask. I believe. I believe those are the only 3 things it can be. Yep. As Lily just said, that Jackpot Room, that was something I meant to touch on. This room right here is what's called the Jackpot Room. To get here, you either need Light Wall, or Sash. It's Light Wall or Sash, or Dash and Double Jump. Because you cannot get there, or Dash and, well, I guess with Infinite Vertical you could get anywhere really, but Dash and Double Jump is like the one that I kind of like to get there anyway. But we shall see what this houses. Like I said, I believe this has to be. Oh God, no! Did I enable Geyer? Did I enable the Geyer archives? I don't think I did. So it won't be Kobo or Merchant Crow. Could it be anything else? I believe this has to be either a key card or water or gas mask. Gas mask. Alright. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go this way. Oh, come on, I hate this guy. There we go. Okay, let's get out of here. I want to get the warp point here. And then I'm going to warp back to where the Maw was, and I'm going to do that fight. Just to get this warp. I did not want to do that. Do I have an antidote? I do. I got 2. Good. Alright, let's go fight the Maw after I save here, just to get stuff. I'm gonna go up here. Yep, because you see, if I had water mask, even if I didn't have water mask, I can't get there. So I would need the water mask in order to get out. I don't have it. So let's go fight the Maw now with the Stinky Maw. That is a very nice way to demonstrate Stinky Maw, like, immediately, though. It's pretty funny. Though I really don't have a lot of good orbs to get for him. I don't have a lot of good anything right now. I think what I want to do I want to do that? Do I want to check that? No. I'm just going to do the Maw fight. I can do it. What level am I? 7? Not the best. But not bad either. So there's a strat here, where if you have time stop, that you can basically cheese the fight pretty easily. However, I do not have time stop. But I do have dash, so I'm going to see if I can get the spot with just dash, which is possible, it's just tricky. Nope. No, I didn't get it. Alright. Oh shit! Other way! I think that time I got it. No, I did not. Okay. I'm gonna have to heal through this fight. I'm gonna have to heal. I've got Berry Pick Me Up Plus. I will not be able to tank this damage though. I gotta hide. This is where the Aura Glitch comes in handy. And that's that fight. That was not a nice layout for the Maw, honestly, though. That was not a good fight. Normally the moth fights can end in like 10 seconds with the right gear and stuff like that. It's pretty hilarious watching the moth just get melted. But I had nothing good, and I did not have time stop or defense to tank that damage. So... see, it's here. Elysian Crown. Nah, Empire Crown is better. Alright, now do this thing. Alright. I'm gonna save those checks for later. I like to save these checks because this room right here is a warp that will send you straight back here to the campsite once you get the people at the end there. I like to save that if I don't have the water mask, because I just like to. I feel like it's better to get that warp after doing all that stuff at once, rather than going through it, getting nothing, and either losing the warp and having to use the warp shard later, or having to go back and just save that warp and without stuff either. I don't like using the warp shard unless I have to. Which I usually means if I have to is because I've done everything else. So this is an area that you can get to with dash and double jump, and it is pretty simple to get to. Just gotta dash and jump from about really anywhere there. Got a plasma crystal, and another berry pick-me-up plus, that's nice. To the right here is a save room. Breakable wall. Max health up, that's okay. Now I'm gonna get this letter. Corruption. And actually I have to come back this way anyway, so I'm gonna go to the right. I've got some good blood for this area, so I just wish I had blood or umber orb. Because I like that. I like those orbs in this area much better. So lore checks are on, so this letter down here. Sand vial. This room. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Looks like 5 times the health for hardcover. I might have to go to Zerion Caves pretty early. If this, well, not pretty early. I can do all of Atlantis Tower except for like one spot. So, can I get that? No, I cannot. So I don't need to be up here. These guys are weak to blunt damage. So it's really good to have a good blunt damaging orb for them when you enter this area for the first time. Oh crap! Oh, maybe not. I got the B card. Okay. So at the very least, I can do some more stuff later. So that B card is actually kind of nice. All right, let's continue on. Okay, let's continue on over here. Yep, alright, continue on this way. I got double jumps, so I'm just gonna go over the rest of these guys. Bump into that guy for fun. Don't worry about it. Bump into that guy for fun. Don't worry about it. Go here. Lab coat. That's some damage and defense, I think. Nah, it's not any more defense, but it's more damage, so I like that. Get over these guys. And now we enter Castle Keep. This area is okay with the blunt orb, only it's not the best, but it's not terrible. It's kind of bad, though, with how little orbs I've gotten. I don't like it. I want a good orb. Empress Robe. Lab Coat is better than the Empress Robe, but Princess Dress, I believe, is better than the Empress Robe as well. So the Empress Robe is like the third best coat in the game, followed fourth best, followed by Princess Dress, followed by Lab Coat, followed by Eternal Coat. Icicle Ring, finally something. Icicle Ring is very fun with the Wind Orb. If you never use that in your playthrough, I'm going to show it to you if I find it soon, and you'll see why. Oh shit. Hey, another gear, nice. I'll get that Chaos Rose. There's a few areas that I can't get to in here, actually. There's like a couple checks that I can't do yet without either Time Stop or Light Wall or Sash, and I don't like those not being available to me while I'm here. Dude! There we go. There we go. You can live. Tell your friends what happened here. I don't know why I grabbed that. I didn't need that. Sanguine Ring I'll take. I'm gonna stop fighting stuff right now. Mind Refresh, Sand Up, which is useless to me because I do not have sand. Yeah, definitely after this seed, I'm definitely gonna go back and show you some like infinite vertical stuff, and then whoa shoot, things that the logic will expect you to do with certain things. Chaos Rose. I don't even have sand. I don't need to worry about it. And I'm getting to a save room anyway. Let's go on ahead and equip Bombardment, because Bombardment is really good right here. Actually, what I'm going to do as well is equip this, that here for right now. Save. Get health and chaos away. The Twins. The Twins is the name for these two demons here. They are weak to Sharp and a few other things, but because I don't have Sharp, I'm just going to do this. And now I'm going to go back to Bombardment here. And this guy's weak to Blunt, which Bombardment does a lot of. As you can see, I'm already at phase 2 of the fight. Oh shoot. And he's dead. Pretty quick, yeah? Remember how long that fight took you the first time? Probably wasn't that fast. Unless you were just, like, super over-leveled. Alright, so now I can continue on in the past here. So I am going to go back out here. Go over here. Jump over your face, jump over your face, jump up, up. Damn, I don't have a pink item either. If you remember in your original playthrough, this room only opens if you have a pink item equipped. That is still the case in the randomizer. Let's go on in World Towers now. I hate that guy. He's annoying with, not easy stuff to hit him with. Alright, this is another area of a logic. Normally, what you would do in this area is you would go over here. Not to save, but you'd go over here. You would stop time to jump on that guy's head to get up there. I do not have time stop. As is obvious, I do not have time stop. So how are you supposed to get out of this area is another one of those tricky dash jumping. Which, thankfully, there's not an enemy right here, so it's easy to just do it from the other room. So you just do this, jump, and you want to grab onto the edge of that spot. You want to do it before you hit the staircase, I believe, in order to get the timing better. And then, up here, hopefully I get a vertical or time stop. Oh, I can't even get up there. Shit. Okay, never mind. I can't get up there. I thought I could get to that guy with double jump, but I can't. Only with time stop can I get to that guy. So those are 2 checks that I cannot do right now. Or 3 or 4 or something like that. Based on the flags that I have enabled. This scene is kind of mean with the vertical, honestly. Bleak Ring is good for damage, but I really don't have a whole lot of a defense right now. So... oh shit, what's going on here? Alright, I have returned. I apologize for that delay and the cut in the video. The alarm at my place of business was going off, and that was because the thing that uses the Wi-Fi to connect 2 different areas together was down, and so when someone opened the door, they couldn't disarm anything, and so I had to go take care of it because I have the keys to it all. We're back. We're going to continue on with this video and this seed. Let's go. So where am I right now? I'm right here. I got the check right there. I can't get that without time stop from this area, so let's go on underneath then. I'm not gonna bother with these guys because I don't have any good orbs for them. Radiant! I like that. Radiant Orb Swapping. This is how fast Radiant Orb attacks naturally. Without Orb Swapping, it's like a second and a half cooldown. With Orb Swapping, that's how fast this one goes. My roommate just got home, so that's what you're gonna see him walk by this video later, but hello. Up there, we got the Eternal Brute. These guys are weak to Radiant, which is really nice. So I really like to get them. Still no time stop, no vertical, so I cannot showcase this area yet. Maybe eventually in this seed and later on I will, but let's continue on with what we can do. Do I have anything good for her, for Ilana? Dark Flame she's weak against, but it's really not that thing. Aura Blast. That's not the blunt damage that the blue orb itself does. So the aura is actually aura damage. Which the only other thing that does that kind of damage is Aura Serpent and the Empire Orb. So Ilana's weak to that item, so that'll be a good one for her. Speaking of the blue orb, there it is. And let's go convince Ilana to not work with demons anymore. And she's down. Orb Swapping makes that fight pretty easy with Radiant. Not the best, not the quickest without the other forms of damage we can get against her, but not bad. Was that a health up, a sand up, and an aura up? Or, no, one of them was a potion, I think. Okay. Well, we still got one more check to do in this area, so let's go on ahead and grab that before we warp out of here. And of course I got Chaos because I was not able to do the thing I was trying to do. But oh well. Turkey! So, nothing here. Warp shot on out. We go to the last warp gate we used, which is this one. Now we want to teleport to this spot. And let's experience the left side of the map. We are still looking for the water mask right now. No, not the water mask. No! Hold on, hold on. We can actually do the military hangar. However, I don't have a whole lot of stuff. So I'm gonna do one little bit of stuff right now that will involve doing stuff in the past and in the present before I hit up the lab. And we'll go from there. Because what I want to do right now is I want to get the stuff here, and then I want to burn the vines in the present, in the past, and just have the fire checks ready to go for when I go do the present stuff. So I gotta go here. These 3 checks are nice to get. Not nice to get, they're just are checks. The only other check in the campsite is Nelise herself. Give me the hope ring. And now we go up and over. And this is my idea of routing. This is not what you always have to do if you're in this scenario. This is obviously just routing in general. Every randomizer quickness can be changed based on how fast you route. So, let's go over here. With double jump, you can go down and then fall for a second and then jump up to get past that guy without worrying about poison. We got the check over here. And Jizz Inferno is in fact a fire-based spell. So it can be used to burn the vines here in the past. Dark Flames is not fire. It cannot be used. So the only 4 things you can use to burn the vines here in the past are Flame Orb, Infernal Flames, Pyro Ring, and Jizz Inferno. This is an insane seed, though, if I do not need the water mask. Which is a possibility at this point. Oh. Merchant Crow, if I had the Gyre checks enabled, that would be a check for later. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned that in the beginning, but I'll mention that again. The room where Cantorin shows up, if you have the Cantorin flag enabled, is this room back here, where I fought that red bird. It's not the Azure Queen spot that is over here, which is the big bird that has the chains and the other stuff and the eating you across the room spell. That's the Azure Queen. That little harmless bird that you kill pretty quickly is where Cantorin pops up. I already went down here. I thought this was the other spot. I thought I could get past it before I hit it. Is there something that I hit earlier? I feel like I hit something and I don't know what. No, I don't think I did. Okay. When I had to leave because of that stupid alarm. Fire, release. And this is insane. I've got 3 different orbs right now. Granted, if this was a seed that I was actually going fast on, and I was 56 minutes in with 3 orbs, I'd be way more upset. But I've been talking about stuff and going slow, so... Oh, good, you gave me some pink at the very end of this area. That's nice. You know what? I want to showcase a weakness off here. Birds are weak to plasma. Whoop. Yeah, birds are weak to, the birds, like, all that are weak to plasma, ice, and blood or umbra, because those are both the same type of damage. Whoop. I almost fired plasma instead of fire at this guy. Sand bottle, and the last check over here is this guy. Pendulum. I've now got exactly 3 checks left to me in the present. I still need a vertical spell, and the fact that I got plasma where I did, I could easily find Lightwall and Satchel are most likely not both going to be in the present here, in the past here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to start hitting up the rest of the tower. Because now that I got, because I got the elevator card, and even though I don't have the C card, I can do all of the tower except for the C room checks. So, because I got the B card, I can get to the other side. So let's go on ahead. I've only got 3 gears. I'm missing 3 Timespinner pieces, and I've only got, I still need another piece of vertical. So I'm going to check all of this stuff. Some people will rush lab as soon as possible. I don't often do that unless I'm like 1 or 2 items away from go mode. Which go mode in the randomizer is you have to beat Sandman and Nightmare. So you have to get all the Timespinner pieces, beat one of those 2 bosses in the past. Why am I over here? You want to beat one of the 2 bosses in the past, and then go to the other area and beat Sandman and Nightmare. So I'm going to do all of this stuff because I can. Really? Okay. I guess I'm going to complete all of the tower then. That's a thing. Spider Hell! This is one of the 2 rooms in which we call Spider Hell. If you remember in your vanilla playthrough, these were the 2 rooms that housed gears. These guys are weak to fire and I believe radiant. So if you have either of those are good. These are good things to equip here. Oh my god! Spider Hell 1 had the spindle. So maybe Sirion caves will not be required. We got a tablet check in this room. And we got our vertical. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for Lightwall, but we take what we can get. Go up 1, get this spot. Oh my god! There's the wheel. Elevator card. This is nuts. I've never seen a tower stacked like this before. Elevator card coming in clutch. So at this point, what I'll probably do once I get this chest Sorry. Wrong pipe. I'm gonna do the 2 sea room checks that I have available to me. One is here, which is where you get the vanilla spindle, and then you have this check here. And after that, I am going to go on ahead and warp out. I'm gonna get this warp before I forget, so I can do this easily. Oh my god. Okay. Let's get this guy. This guy, Varnagroth is what I believe his name was, is a weak to Radiant. Some people will save scum this fight because there's a save room right here. If you go into this room, the fight happens after you get the item. So obviously, if it's not required, you can save out and reset after you save in that spot. Don't forget to save. And just leave as if nothing happened. However, I don't like seeing scum in that fight. So I will check it. The Galaxy Stone, and I'll just go on ahead and kill him. Wow, he got a hit on me. I didn't think he would get the hit on me, but he just spat that straight down at my top of my skull. But that fight is safe scummable as needed. Or as desired, I should say. Got this one check here, and then this area is almost fully cleared. Goddess Brooch is the item in the chest after you kill Nightmare and you reload your save. Oh, that's not the spot. Down one. Forgot where the spot was for a second. Alright, C card not necessary. So now I am one item away from go mode. Honestly, if this is actually a Water Maskless Seed, this is insane. So this is an area where this is the only area that I'll show you that you can break logic because I can. And it's really not that big of a deal because right now the area is in logic for me. The only thing that would make this area not in logic is if you didn't have the wheel, and that is this middle spot right here where those barrels are falling. What the logic wants you to have is time stop and some form of infinite vertical, whether it be light wall. It doesn't have to be infinite vertical. It can be either time stop and light wall, double jump, or celestial sash. But you need one of those. But you need light wall and one of those. That is what logic expects you to do, is to stop time and then get up there. However, what you can do instead is get right into the middle, if you can get the spot easily, and go straight up, and it will be, and you can get there without taking any of those hits. You just gotta get the spot decent, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it's not impossible. It's not super hard, really. What? That area is also really hard to get past without time stop unless you really wait a second to time your jump, which I don't like to do, so I just occasionally will just go for it and take the hits. Wow, there's freaking Radiant. Oh god. Wow. Can't kill these guys quick. Oh shit, stop it! Jump, jump, damn it! Oh my god, he backed up into me! Alright, potion up. Okay, well, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save and get my... God damn it! Alright, here we go. So let's continue on this way. I'm hoping I get Light Wall at some point, because I want to be able to showcase the thing in light that I want to with Light Wall when it would become necessary for other stuff as well. Alright, nothing there. hold on. Yeah, as you can see here, Princess Dress does more damage than the Empress Robe, but the Empress Robe has more defense. So it really depends on what build you're running with the Empire Crown. If you want, if you don't get the Eternal Coat, which one of these you were looking for at the time. So that's that. All right, onto the lab. Let's go. So in the randomizer, in the randomizer, this room right here, no, in the vanilla game, this door opens up with two scientists walking out. You don't need the B card to get here, but you would already have it anyway. In the randomizer, they take that out. You need the B card in any specific key card C you do. You need the B card. Otherwise, if it's not specific key cards, the A card would work just as well. But because specific A only opens A, you need the B. This room is a spot that you can check without... You can peek it, as we say. This is the Experiment 13 fight, that guy that breaks out after you power down the lab. Because it's the Scythe Ring, we don't need to do this fight. I'm going to grab this download. It's the Pyro Ring. Not helpful. I mean, it's not necessary because we already had fire from Jin's Inferno. Let's go here. Let's get this. Oculus Ring. If this was a Facebook mode seed, this seed would have been horrible with how late that Oculus Ring was. We break down the lab, you grab the item, leave, go all the way down. Normally I would sometimes do the Spider Hell if I didn't already get an item out of the A card. But because I got an item out of the A card already, I'm going to... I keep on getting pings from people, and it's like the one time I don't want the pings is when these guys are talking to me right now. It's not really like they're not friends or anything, it's literally just like work-related stuff in a way, and that is not necessary for me to focus on it, because I'm not at work. Eye Orb. I really like the Eye Orb. I'll show you why when we get to the fight. Because Eye Orb has a really great orb swapping benefit that is very nice. There's a Vortex. Break this wall if you have Vortex enabled, because that guy got an orb. And Shattered Orb. Wow, there's all my freaking orbs, and they're all in the lab. Glass Pumpkin. The Glass Pumpkin is the name is the item that you get when you beat all the bosses without using Time Stop or and without taking damage. You can do that on New Game Plus, but which will make it very easy to where the bosses just go down in like one hit. But and the thing, hey, it's the water mask. Hopefully I don't need to do that. Now I've got a lot of stuff I can do, and I'm kind of not happy about it. Make sure to explain spots so you can access with oh yeah. Lily Spikes in chat just says, make sure to explain the spots you can access with and without verticality. These are the checks that matter what vertical progression you have and whether you can turn off that power. Oh right, I don't have. What? I've got this though. So here we go. I'm going to equip the Eye Orb. Let's equip. Here, let's equip Storm Eye, and let's also equip the Pyro Ring, because this guy's weak to Sharp and Fire. So Genza here is the scientist in the game who transforms into this image to fight you. Kind of fucked up. He's pretty easy to avoid without Time Stop and stuff like that. Double jump is really all you really need to avoid everything. Eye Orb, though, attacks in a very fun way. It does that. It strings multiple times, and it does a significant amount of damage. However, the damage isn't from the spinning eye. The damage is a quote-unquote animation. It's like an invisible animation, I believe. Because when you orb swap, it keeps doing the damage as it normally would, even with it not being there. Screwed up the thing at the end, like Genza went down like super quick once I started actually doing the damage there. That's what makes Eye Orb so great. So I'm gonna save. Oh, no, actually, first, if you are not in go mode, if you do not have the last gear to use in this room, what you should always do before doing anything else is grabbing this warp, because this warp is the warp to this area as well as right above the time spinner. So it is very useful to have. So now, what I think I'm going to do, I don't want to do sealed caves here because there's a lot of stuff to do in there. Requiring the A card, stuff that I want to fight that I don't want to fight. So what I'm going to do here, I tend to like to do fire checks. They're not often required. The fire checks being all the chests that are locked behind the vines that I burned in the past. But there's also water checks now. Like, I think the only thing worse than getting a... Ooh, Empire, nice. I get to showcase that off later. I'm gonna replace Empire here. In fact, I'm gonna put... yeah. The only thing worse than a Facebook mode seed that gives you a late, Oculus ring is any seed that gives you a very late water mask. Because that is significantly longer and more checks to do. And that is a hill that I will die on. Is that a very late water mask seed is worse than a very late Oculus ring seed. I don't care if the Oculus ring seed that happened gave you the Oculus ring on the chest in Emperor's Tower after you defeat Nuvius, that gave you the A card, or that gave you the Oculus ring there, that housed the A card behind it, that then had Zerion have the last Timespinner piece you need. That is nothing, in my opinion, compared to like a freaking very late water mask seed, because there's a lot more stuff to do with water. And it's just as awful, if not more, in my opinion. So let's do all these water checks here. What do we got here? Galaxy Earrings and Kobo. Galaxy Earrings, it's a little late for those. Galaxy Earrings is the thing to get from Nell to increase orb experience. Very good late, a very good early game, not so great late. As you saw right there, you can open up a chest and then leave the room as the item is being given to you, and you'll still get it. Oops, not what I wanted to equip. The Star of Locky M is one of my favorite rings because it gives you 3, and so you do 50% more damage with your orbs because you get it the extra attack. Alright. Fire checks didn't pay off. There's so much to do now. A late water mask seed is horrible. What do I want to do? And I've got so much stuff left that I just don't want to do. I guess... God, you know what? I think I'm gonna do... I'm gonna do what I normally don't do, and I'm gonna go straight to Nuvius's tower. First. I usually like to save that one for last, but with how late this water mask is, it's not terribly likely that it's required. So I'm gonna hope that the last gear that I need is in these areas. And maybe light wall as well, so I can show off verticality movement stuff there, as well as other places once I get it. If I don't get it here. Turtle Coat! Hell yeah, best damage. So this was worth it if nothing else, just for the Eternal Coat. Oh my god, I can't Orb Swap right now. There we go. Let's get out of here. Boing, boing. Jump over you. Jump over you. Wow. I did not jump over that guy like I thought I did. Save. Let's get this stuff. That room is nice because anytime you enter here, if you have dash, you can just do that and get past all of them without taking damage. Getting out of it is a little bit trickier sometimes, but it's nice. Get up this chest. Fire orb. What I'm gonna do now is, oopsie, go this way. Oh, a sand bottle, nice. Straight up there. I'm gonna touch on that one in a second because, oh my god! Economizer's nice though. So this is an interesting spot because there's these enemies that are there, and if you don't put your spot carefully, you'll hit them when you do this. Because if you go up in the middle, I believe you'll hit this thing. What the hell did I hit? I don't know what I hit there, but it's not always easy to get that spot. There's like a few spots that you can nail with the Celestial Sash to go straight up and avoid those guys. Let me try it again. Let me refresh the room, go into the platform here, and you just avoid them all. So, being that I got the V card, I am going to actually warp out of here and not fight Dad. And I'm going to do the V room. But this seed is also a prime example of how a seed can start out really good and just become an absolute pain in the ass at the end with what I've been given. Oh yeah, those items respawn after you alter the past as well. So that's funny that I don't think I actually have a second elevator keycard in my inventory. No, I don't. Buckle hat. Plasma. Umbra. That would have been nice earlier. Okay. Alright. I'll go do past stuff, but I'm gonna make my way right to left. Let's get the two checks that I couldn't get without the couple checks that I couldn't get without vertical movement. And this scenario will show you something that I couldn't get earlier because I didn't have time stop. Which is possible to get with light wall and single jump, but because I had double jump but no time stop, I couldn't do it. You want to double jump here, get there, and the icicles are always a weird hitbox, they kind of suck, but you want to get there, and then jump over that guy to that side and do that. I'm also going to show you something that might be required if you do not have the sash. But I'm going to do the sash here just to get the chest, just to know what I have. Dusk ring, okay. So, say you didn't have Celestial Sash. Let's do this. I want to equip 2 items right now that'll help me. If you don't have them, it's still doable. It's just nice to have. No, I won't equip them then. So Celestial Sash allows you to do that. If you do not have Sash, which I'm going to physically turn off right now, so I cannot use it. As you can see, on my buttons, I'm doing up, left bumper, and not doing the thing. What I'm going to show you is what is called the Struggle Juggle in the randomizer. You want to get this guy moving, and then you want to jump on top of him, and then you just want to do this. And get him to about there, and jump up. This guy is nice. He cooperates with you. He's very nice. He always cooperates. He never, like, goes into any weird spots and messes up your thing. It's very easy to do as long as you don't accidentally get chaosed and lose your time stop. However, there's one other area where this is required. Where that requirement is in logic. I'm going to re-enable the thing so I can use it. And that spot is going to be where I'm going right now. So, I'm gonna grab that, but this is the spot. Let me kill him to just get him out of there. I'm gonna reset the room. Whoop. You wanna stop time, get on top of him. And you wanna be very careful with how much you use your sand here. However, recently the randomizer community has some people have added a way to buy sand, so you can now buy sand, which wasn't possible earlier. How many sand stuff do I have? Got a few. Okay, so let's just use it. In fact, this is where I'm going. In this area is where I like to equip the bird statue and the glass pumpkin. Bird statue to prevent chaos, and the glass pumpkin decreases how much sand gets drained as you're stopped at time. Fuck, I used the thing I didn't want to use. Let me disable that. Nope, not that one. Let me get sand again. You can get sand by either buying it or by killing enemies. If you don't have sand... if you don't have sand items, you just gotta kill the enemies. If you get behind him, he goes up more often. I'll have to see that in a second. See, that's why I like to have the bird statue, because if I didn't, I would have been chaosed, and I would have lost all of that sand. Sometimes that guy will do that, which slows you down, which is why it's really good to have the, glass pumpkin and the bird statue. But yeah, this is in logic. I am advocating for this check specifically to be a flag, honestly. Because that one can get very difficult. If you don't have the right stuff. I am advocating for that Struggle Juggle specifically to be a flag, because the other one isn't terribly hard. You need to get him up just a little bit, and if you don't have, you can either double jump or get him up another equal amount of distance, and then single jump your way over. No, Struggle Juggle isn't in single jump mode. That's the other thing. Struggle Juggle is only in logic with time stop and double jump. So you will never have to do that with single jump, because I'm pretty sure it's practically impossible anyway. So let's get this check. Useless. let's go do the pink room. So let's go on and equip Plasma Geyser. Oh, go this way. The pink room opens up with any pink item, any plasma item, so either Plasma Orb, Plasma Geyser, or Royal Ring equipped. That's all you need to do to enter here. And 9.9 out of 10 seeds, it won't have anything. But it might. I once had a seed that gave me Plasma in Lab as my first Plasma, and the pink room had, like, the final piece that I needed, and I was not happy about it. Because of this area, now I have vertical. So here's an area where you would either need time stop or light wall or sash to access. Time stop alone, even with single jump, as you can see here, you can get up there. Oh my god, there was the gear. I was not expecting it to be there. Oh well, I'm in go mode, but otherwise, if you do not have that ability to time stop, what you'll have to do is kill these guys. And either use Light Wall or Celestial Sash to get up there and grab that item. But holy shit, we had a Water Maskless Seed. However, I am going to grab, if I can, I'm going to wait to go to go mode until I get the light wall. I'm gonna do everything that I can first. I'm gonna grab light wall and then I'm gonna head there because I want to show you guys light wall required stuff. Because there is verticality required with light wall that can be tricky sometimes. I can make other stuff like the Struggle Juggle a lot easier too. This room to the left right here was the silver ore, is now a check. So you want to always make sure you check that when you're in this area. Royal Ring is nice for stuff, but bleh. Got you. Grab the warp. And the reason why this warp is so good to have is now I can go to this warp and immediately go to the warps over here. So now I'm just doing water checks looking for the light wall. Apologize that it's taking a bit longer than I wanted it to, but thus is the way of non-progressive vertical seeds, in which you can get sash at any point. You can literally have a seed where double jump and light wall are impossible to get. And I say this because Timespinner uses beatable only logic. It does not let you get every single item. It does not make every item accessible. So, if you have sash, you could have a seed where the A card, double jump, Teleria, keys, and light wall could all be behind sealed caves or other A card locked areas. Thus, never being able to get it, but because you have this infinite vertical, you can do it because, like I mentioned earlier, you could have a Pyramid Keys-less seed. I'll show you why you can as well. I'll do that once I find light wall or once I'm done in the past. Because that was something I needed to touch on earlier that I forgot to touch on, was the ability to have a keys-less seed. Griffin. Useful. Okay, here's a bit of routing stuff that I like to do. If I have the sash, I will go do this room over here. Whoops. I will do this room over here, and then I'll go back down, because I have the Celestial Sash, which makes going up this room, this tunnel right here, a lot easier. Some people will go there and then loop back, or some people will do down here first and then loop back up. But it really depends on what you feel like doing. This is just my form of logic. Because I do one there, then I go back down this way, then I don't do like any backtracking except for the backtracking that happens when I go up here and then back down this way. That's the only backtracking that happens here. Ooh, these guys are in one hit. So the two lower checks have... Yeah, some people save scum the lower checks. I never have, I never do. So I'll go all the way up here. This is the Jackpot Room that was in the past. However, in the present, it is less of a Jackpot Room. And then you have the chest below it, which was a podium in the past. Also just a random chest. Not a good one. Go down, and then continue on going straight. I bet there are two really good... This guy's weak to quite a bit of very powerful stuff. He's weak to Blunt, Sharp, I believe, Fire, and Radiant. So, one option here... In fact, you know what I'm going to do real quick? Okay, I saved. Good. I want to do this fight a couple times. I don't want to showcase different strats for him. One strat is Jim's Inferno, and I'm going to equip the Economizer just to save on the ore cost, but you really don't need it if you have enough. So, here's the Jim's Inferno ore glitch. You can just take this damage if you're high enough level. It really doesn't matter. He's already at half. I got hit 3 times there. He's dead. Yes, Forbidden Tome. Okay. So, let's do that fight again with a different strat. The other strat that I like to use on him is, if I have it, Light Wall and Radiant Orb. But because I don't have Light Wall, I'm kind of stuck with just Radiant, but you can still watch how fast he dies. Whoops. Oh my god, if I can do it right. Oh jeez. Already at half. And he's dead. Having the light walls there will increase the damage ticks. It's pretty nice, but it's still easily doable at a high enough level with good enough gear to just tank all that damage and not have to worry about it. Going into here, because we have double jump and light and radiant orb, these spiders are no issue. If I don't miss every hit. I'm doing enough damage where they die in 3, and with the Star of Locky M, that's instant. Light wall. Alright. Spider Hell had the light wall. Funny. I wish I had done that sooner. That would have been better. But we're good. So, you know what? Because I can, and it's literally the last check, I'm going to show you guys the other last check that I can do right now. So, obviously, it's not this room, which was the Experiment 13 that I told you about earlier. Let me equip Light Wall right now. Because we saw earlier that he had something that wasn't necessary. I can't remember if it was like an item or... It was the Scythe Ring. This guy had the Scythe Ring. He's dead. Grab the Scythe Ring. We peeked it earlier. It's not necessary. However, there's one more check left in the game. Or 2, technically, because I didn't get the other one there. So let's go do it. Let's go over here. This is actually a perfect seed to showcase everything that the randomizer has to offer. Because in order to get the last thing that I wanted to get, I had to do literally everything but one check. So let's go do that. One check. Whoops. Oh, I got a concussion. Let's go up here. right now is the only time that I'll usually ever equip, well, one second, let me check and make sure that he's strong against the thing that I think he's strong against, because I can't remember. So, you guys remember this area, right? This is where you go to fight Emperor Nuvius for one of your endings. I think he's weak to blunt, right? I mean, not weak, but not strong against it. Did I ever get Nether? I never got Nether Orb, so that's gonna be either here or the Pyramid. Yeah, only thing missing was Vanilla Pass, which I'll probably showcase as well, anyway. Alright, never mind. Alright. So yeah, this is the only time that you'll ever see me equip Plasma Orb. Save. There we go. Because he's weak to it. In fact, I will also do Shadow Seal. Shadow Seal combination here is pretty good, but just take a couple hits. Ah! And now I'm doing 78. This is a check. This guy could have a gear, if you need a gear. It could have, water mask, if you still never got it. It could have a key card. He could have anything once you beat him. So what you do is you trigger the ending. This is not GG mode, by the way. This is a check. It still takes you to the main menu. You continue your seed. And the chest that spawns here could have an item. And as you can see, I have done everything in the past except for everything everywhere, except for the pyramid and one other thing. A possibility for getting to the past is what is vanilla time travel. And the way that works is that you end up getting the wheel and the spindle before you get pyramid keys, and you have nothing else to do in the present. If you get the wheel and the spindle in a seed... Oh, this is the wrong spot. If you get the wheel and the spindle in a seed, and you can do nothing else except go to the... one thing, which is this thing that I'm going to show you right here. This is what you have to do. If you get the wheel and the spindle, no matter where you are, no matter where it was, go here, and you activate the time spinner. You get your usual cutscene. They wanted me to go farther. You can skip it with the start button. You get yourself falling into the ocean, as you do in the vanilla game. And you're in the past. Now, say that... Let's see if this will work. I don't know if this will work. Let's say you never found your keys. Let's say you did everything in the past. You checked every location that you can get to. Or, hell, that you could get to every location in the past, and you full cleared it. You did not have keys. The way that you will get back to the present is like this. You go into this room. It is only this room. Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work without, if you have the keys. Interesting. Well, what would happen is, if you went to that room, and you did not have the keys... I wonder if I can do it like this, maybe? Can I refresh it like this, maybe? Nope. Alright. So, if you did not have the keys, well, where this would put you is right here. It would spit you out right in the library, and that is the only thing you could do. And then that is how you would get to the back to the past if you did not have the keys. Back to the present if you did not have the keys. Anyway, we've done everything. Let's go on over here. So I've talked a little bit about different bosses' weaknesses, and I'm going to make a video on every boss's weakness and the best way to go about defeating those bosses if you have the orbs necessary for it in another video. But for now, one of the best fights to do is if you have the Empire Orb. And you can either do this with Star of Locky M or Shadow Seal if you want to take damage and do a shit ton of damage. I usually use the Star for this fight. Is you want to have the Empire Orb. Let me get my setup real quick. No, I'm not going to do that because I'll do the setup as I talk about it. So we can go here, and if you have the Empire Orb, you want to click on the pink option, which is Stop Volteralus in the Past. Want to go to this guy. Because he's very weak to Empire. Gotta get past him. And with the Star of Locky M, it does a lot of damage. Very fast. You can tank the damage. It really doesn't matter. You can Bleak Ring here. You can Shadow Seal. You can Star. You can do it with just 2 and like Pyro Ring if you've got nothing else. It really doesn't matter. He's dead. And we break time. And the randomizer recently updated this to where this thing plays out a lot faster, which I really like. It used to go pretty slow. If I remember right. I don't think it ever went that fast. Then what they did, I was like, oh, they changed it. Alright. Now we go here. The next items that I'm going to, well, let's pretend you guys were doing a multi-world. Let's say you were doing a multi-world and you did all of that, and the people that you were doing a multi-world with were not in go mode. Their items for progression can be in here, by the way. Their items for progression can be in the pyramid. There are exactly 4 chests in the pyramid. There's one here, which is our blood orb for us, but I'm gonna do stuff with light wall in the area where it's necessary, so I'll show that off in a bit. The other check, the check number 2 is right here. Nether, nice, I wanted that. So let's get Radiant going here. Get Radiant going here. Star and Light Wall. And let's get, did I get Umbra? I did, yeah. Umbra, Star, and then June's Inferno. I'll talk about all of Sandman and Nightmare's weaknesses after we do this thing. So, this room right here. You guys remember this room, right? You fell down here, and because there's no way to actually get across. So you're like, okay, now what do I do? So what you ended up doing? Oh, that spot's not available. You end up going here. You see nothing. So you're like, oh, it must be a breakable wall, yeah? Yep, okay. There's a chest. Ha! That didn't give me any way to get anywhere. You look around for a bit. You go, oh. So maybe you warped out, maybe you did something else, maybe you went here. You go up, and then you go for the vanilla sash. The sash chest. I did a multi-world for the first time with one of my friends, and their final Timespinner piece was right here. Which was funny, because I still had a lot of other stuff I could do. I just wanted to check, and it was there. So that was pretty funny. So then you leave this area, and you leave this area. Ow. You come up here, and whee! Oh, you're dead. But what if you did not have the Celestial Sash. There's a lot of different things to do to get onto this side. I'm going to go over the one that I'm going to show first, because this is required for other areas in terms of progression. And that is what is called the light wall climbing, which is literally just you place a light wall, you jump on top of it, you place another light wall. Just pretend you don't have double jump, because that is a possibility. It is possible that you only have light wall in your seed, and you have to do this with single light walls. That has happened. I've done a seed with that, and a guy did their third seed where they were able to do that. That is very rare in any kind of seed, is that you'll have a single jump and light wall and nothing else. So the other way to do light wall climbing that I like to do is not very difficult, it's just takes a little bit of practice. And what you want to do is you want to charge up the spell, you're going to want to jump once, and at the apex of the jump, like right there, at the very height of the jump, you want to release the light wall, and then jump again. So it would be like this, and then jump again, and what you'll do is release the light wall, and do it like that. And you'll start climbing this way. It is very much a good idea to have aura refill items while doing this, if this is what you have to do. Because as you can see, even at my current level, I ran out. I was not exactly expecting to run out. So that's what you would have to do. There is another way to do it. In my opinion, it's longer, but it takes less aura, and that is... What? Is doing it this way. But it is also very easy to overshoot your light wall placement and not be able to grab on. So I don't recommend that strat, unless you just want to do it. There was one other thing. Oh yeah, light walls. The other thing... Oh, right, let me re-enable the sash so I can get up there easily. The other way... Oh, and this way is only possible if you have double jump and light wall. And I'm going to show you. It's very similar to what you do when you're light wall climbing. Instead, let's do this as if we were actually going through here for the first time. You come out this way. You want to charge up your light wall. Wait a second. Release and then jump. And then you're going to want... Release and jump, and then double jump on over, and you're good. If you do not have double jump, it is not possible, because you need to be able to grab the light wall that you place, so thus, not fun. But it's very easy to do. Just watch the controller on the bottom left there, just kind of see what I'm doing if you're not sure. Like, you don't even have to be holding down the stick for it at all for this. Just gotta be dashing, and then you can move that way. And those are light wall strats. It is very much easier in the rooms with the Struggle Juggle to be on the floor, obviously, and go like that, kill the enemies so they're not in your way, and then grab the chest this way, and then you're good. So, the Struggle Juggle isn't common, but it is definitely more common than single jump light wall climbing this area. If you do not have Aura Refresh, Economizer Ring is really good to have because it will help you with your aura consumption. Let's just do a test run of that real quick. And then I'll go on to the present. So, you can see it's using a lot less aura. It still have maybe like half my aura at the tail end of this, maybe a quarter of it, at least. About half, yeah. Let's equip things for damage here. I got a Chaos Horn, that's just defense. I don't have anything for damn. Okay. Let's just do that then. Alright, now let's fight Nightmare. And I'm gonna fight Sandman and Nightmare a couple times to showcase this boss's weaknesses. Because this one is actually very easy to exploit their weaknesses. Whoops. Alright. Let's get ready for this. We've got... There it is. So, Umbra and Blood are the same type of damage in terms of the orb type. Sandman is weak to that. Sandman is also weak to fire, and I believe one other thing that I can't remember off the top of my head. Ice? I don't think it's weak to ice. I don't know. But Sandman, phase 1 of this fight, not Nightmare, just Sandman is weak to those items. Umbra is, I love Blood everywhere for enemies that are weak against it, except for Sandman. The Blood Orb specifically. So I will use Umbra and Star here. Let's do this, and I'll show you how fast this fight can go. Similar to the Moss strat with the time stop that I told you about. Stop time, get up to him, and unless he does that attack, you're safe from pretty much every attack he does. Oh, not every attack, but you're safe from the spikes. Which is this one. You're safe from this attack when you're right there. As you can see, he's already dead. Now, he's also weak to fire, so this is a very good strat. And now, Nightmare, I believe, is only weak to Radiance. I don't believe it's weak to anything else. So, what you want to do with Sandman is, I usually place 3 light walls. And if I have the star, great. If not, well, oh well. And I Orb Swap him to death. As you can see, he's already on phase 2. And there we go. That is the basis of a Timespinner seed, and as you will see someone post shortly in chat, if someone is there, our GG for completing a Timespinner seed is that, what Luneus just said. And what Lily just said right there. Exclamation point. And the only reason we say exclamation point is because that's the first thing that Luneus says. New to the randomizer is a bonk counter for if you have the Celestial Sash. I felt like I've suffered 27 concussions. Skip all of this, we're good. Let's do that fight again though, because Sandman and Nightmare is like I think the only one that actually like respawns. That item is not randomized because that's because you're completed the randomizer, so that item is always the Goddess Brute. So let's go back. Let's keep Umbra. I showcased Umbra and Fire. I want to show you what to have if you what you can do if you don't have Jinn, but you have another aura spell. Hopefully you have it. Crimson Vortex is a very nice spell to use against Sandman. In fact, I will also do this. I'll do that afterward, though. Just doing the rocks. Let's get him out of phase 1 first. We want to get him into the hourglass form when we use Crimson Vortex. And you'll see why in a couple seconds. Kind of follows him. And it does a lot. You can actually stop time in the Nightmare fight, too. I mean, in the Sandman fight, not the Nightmare fight. Alright. Another really good strat against Nightmare is the bombardment strat. Where are you? There you are. He's already in phase 2. You'll usually either want Economizer here or Aura Refresh in order to be faster at it. Oh, I pressed the button again, thinking I was stopping time, but oh well. But that's the other really good strat against up against Nightmare is the bombardment strat. Save. But yeah, that is the Timespinner Randomizer. I will be breaking down some of this stuff into future videos. I will probably be using a customized version of the Rando that I have in order to get certain spells and equipment in fights. I won't like play the randomizer like I just did here. I will just go to the rooms and showcase. Maybe if I can get one with like a 255 save unlocked or something. I don't know. Not a 255, but just like a general thing. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me in chat. And once I edit this video together, I will post it on my YouTube channel, and you guys will be able to check it out there. Thanks for all watching on Twitch, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.